Okay, welcome to the third lesson in the support and resistance series. Today we're going to be going over this example in GBP USD. So in the previous, if you recall in the previous series, what did we go over? Well, we went over, I showed you an example of resistance when broken becoming support, and I showed you an example of price reaching its lowest point prior to moving higher, being a level of support as well. And I showed you both scenarios. So we didn't really go too deep into like what makes, because some of you might be thinking, okay, with resistance broken becoming support, that's all fine and dandy, but like, can you go into a little bit more detail about when that is valid? So meaning, for example, I want you to follow my cursor. Look right here. We can see how price came up and it broke this high right here, and then it kind of retraced deeper, and it's kind of indecisive. What criteria do we need to see in order to check something off as a valid level of support? So we're going to take this example right here. I want you to bring your attention to this old high on GBP USD. See right here, we're going to mark it real quickly. All right, so we've already concluded, we already know. So when we have, this was previously, it was a level of resistance. This was the absolute highest peak that price hit before declining and moving lower. But on this surge up right here, we absolutely crushed. We absolutely snapped that level of resistance. And when resistance is broken, it becomes support going forward. So we have that level of support here now. Now there are a few things to look for that makes a level of support like this a very, 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 very powerful level of support. There are a few things you want to look for. We went over one of them briefly in the previous lesson. You want to see that level. You want to see that old high in this case. You want to see that old high nested inside of a fair value gap imbalance. See right there, we have our fair value gap. All right, 1 second. Let's get that on there. All right, so you see 1, 2, 3. There's your fair value gap. 3 candles make the fair value gaps. The top of that first one and the bottom of that third one do not touch. There's nothing but body in there. That is a imbalance. Okay, that area of price was not efficiently delivered, making it an imbalance. And we have this old high nested inside of that imbalance. That makes that old high, that area, a very sensitive price point. Another thing you want to look for in concluding whether something is a valid level or not is by using your Fibonacci. So what you're going to do is, prior to the surge up higher, prior to the break of that level of resistance, what you're going to do is you're going to take the old low, you're going to plot your Fibonacci on that old low prior to the break, and you're going to drag it to the absolute high of that price rally. So once we do this, you're going to have that price range. You're going to look at that price range, and you're going to find 50% equilibrium of that price range. Anything below 50% equilibrium is a discount marketplace. For the best results, you want to see that old high, aka that old level of resistance broken becoming support. You want to see that level of support in a discount marketplace. So you want to see it below 50% equilibrium. And for the absolute best, you want to see 61% retracement. So 61% retracement plus that fair value gap, you got a very, very powerful combination there for a established level of support. That's what we got right here. So we had this in a discount. We had it inside the fair value gap. Whenever you have that criteria, okay, again, use your Fibonacci, look for your fair value gaps, and for anybody that is not familiar with the fair value gap still, I'm going to leave a link to that in the video description. So after you get done watching this, watch this one first, but then after you get done watching this, go to the video description, and I'm going to have a educational video on fair value gaps in the video description from the SMC series. That's basically what you want to see. You want to see the fair value gap, and then you want to see it in a discount marketplace. Again, using discount. Oh, also, I'm going to leave a link to that as well in the video description. So there's going to be a video on discount and premium in the video description that I want you to watch as well. All right, but that's how you know if a level is a powerful level of support. And it's just flip it around for resistance, for support broken becoming resistance. That's what you want to see.